November 7th, the U.S. Senate blocked a resolution that would have kept Trump from striking Venezuela. Which I don't think, if they had passed that, it would have stopped him from striking Venezuela. But that's neither here nor there. December 17th.
Yeah, what was that?
Getting land, oil rights, whatever we had, they took it away because we had a president that maybe wasn't watching. But they're not going to do that. We want it back. They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
So he's half right, he's half wrong. American corporations helped to set up a lot of the oil infrastructure, and not just 20 years ago either. It started almost 100 years ago, actually. It was when we first started fucking around with the banana republics, really. It was when we first started looking at Venezuela as a possible source for oil, and it's around the same time that American oil companies started exploring down there. Well, doesn't this sound like a familiar pattern, by the way? We set up some stuff down there. A rebel government was had a very easy go of it, getting support rallied against us because we were not particularly nice to our workers, nor we American corporations were not particularly nice to their workers, and the overseers were cruel, housing conditions were poor. Obviously a lot of the money that was the only money that Venezuela was making off of this were the land use agreements for the companies, the setups, the pieces of equipment and shit like that.
Yeah.
And because of these setups, made it very easy for these rebel governments to rise up and take it back from us. And then we'd come back 40 years later and reinstall some more of it and update some more of their oil infrastructure. And once again, a rebel government would come in and take it all over from us. And that's basically happened again and again and again and again and again. The most recent time it happened was back in 2002. We attempted to set up a rebel government, basically. And for a while we did. We set up an American-friendly right-wing government in Venezuela and began extracting their oil after updating their oil infrastructure. And then it was once again taken from us. And unfortunately, none of the leftist movements that have ever taken over Venezuela have really had a mind towards efficient, long-term, collectivist development. They've pretty much all just been socialist in name only.
Who needs a formal declaration of versus when it is always goat versus fish? That is true.
Yes.
This was also leading up. This is from December 30th. Chinese oil tankers challenged U.S. blockade off Venezuela. The Chinese envoy were having a meeting with Maduro pretty much right before. This is from the Hindustan Times. China and Venezuela united, what Nicolas Maduro said as he met Beijing envoy hours before capture by U.S. forces. The Chinese government special representative for Latin American affairs on Friday reaffirming Caracas's strategic ties with Beijing and pledging to build what he called a multipolar world of development and peace. Yeah, it's not quite going that way.
No. Andy said that he sent an article that might be interesting trying to explain it.
Oh, here we go. Capture of Nicolas Maduro. Is it legal to kidnap a president of another country? Yeah, I don't, I'm going to say right away.
Yeah, no. Right? No.
I feel like that's kind of like violating sovereignty in an insane way that no other country could get away with. To fix the illegality, the U.S. is moving to install a transitional government immediately. If this new government retroactively consents to the U.S. operation, just as Panama did in 1990, the kidnapping legally transforms into a cooperative extradition. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
One thing about American fascists and American strongmen is that they still have to. There is some baseline level of law and order and established precedent that they have to work within, and they have to, or at least they want to, legitimize their actions with the force of law if they can, with the rule of law, I should say.
Right.
And this is an attempt by the Trump administration to reinforce its illegal invasion and occupation of Venezuela and its regime change operation in Venezuela.
China is deeply shocked and strongly condemns the use of force by the U.S. against a sovereign country and the use of force against the president of a country, the ministry statement
Yeah.
said. Benjamin Netanyahu, oh boy. Congratulations, President at Real Donald Trump, for your bold and historic leadership on behalf of freedom and justice. I salute your decisive resolve and the brilliant action of your brave soldiers.
Oh my god, eat a
yeah,
dick.
yeah. What does the Russian Foreign Ministry say? This morning, the United States committed an act of armed aggression against Venezuela. This is deeply concerning and condemnable. The pretexts used to justify such actions are unfounded. Ideological animosity has prevailed over business pragmatism and willingness to build relationships based on trust and predictability. In the current situation, it is important, first and foremost, to prevent further escalation and focus on finding a way out of the situation through dialogue. Wow, that's crazy.
We still don't know how many people are in Venezuela. Like, how many troops are still there? What's going on?
Yeah, no, there's
because if they're planning to take over the country for a
Mhm.
while, they probably left a shit ton of people there. I mean, those types of helicopters, like you were saying, are for transporting people.
This is Trump saying the U.S. is going to run Venezuela from now on, apparently.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years.
Yeah, he doesn't want anyone else to get in there and not listen to the U.S. and, let us fucking rape their natural resources. We can't be having that,
Which
folks.
are a lot in Venezuela.
Yeah.
I think, don't quote me on this, but I'm almost positive they're like 10th on the list of like natural resources for the world. And not just oil. There's like precious metals and other like natural gases.
Here's a rundown of Venezuela's natural resources list. I was looking into it earlier. Their biggest natural resource by far is lower grade oil. They don't produce like the best oil in the world, but they produce all right oil, and they've got a ton of it, more than any other country. Then they've got bituminous coal, which is better coal than lignite and subbituminous, but not as good as anthracite. Then they've got bauxite, which is aluminum ore. They've got gold. They've got lots of iron ore. They've got diamonds at the periphery of the country. Then they've got bauxite, which is aluminum ore. They've got gold. They've got lots of iron ore. They've got diamonds at the periphery of the country, and they would have more diamond infrastructure if it was developed. They've got cobalt reserves, and they've got I believe they do have some natural gas reserves as well. Huh?
Cobalt is blue gold, right? Is what they call it.
Yeah, basically, it's really necessary for the electronic
components and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's what we're all about. We want peace,
liberty,
and justice for the great people of Venezuela, and that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland.
And then keep in mind, this is the same guy that's been calling everyone that's from Venezuela that lives in the U.S. like criminal, murderer, rapist, fucking gang members.
Mm-hmm.
We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're
spit it out, you old fuck.
Going to stay until such time as the proper transition.
The proper transition, yeah. There's going to be a proper transition to whichever puppet the U.S. chooses. The United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today. And then he does the news conference. But yeah, and then he decided to post a video of the fucking invasion. You know, he's playing fucking Fortunate Son, the famously anti-fucking war song over them, you know, bombing this fucking country that hasn't done shit to this country. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what a fucking idiot.
Like, it's so, like, the irony just fucking, whoop, like, straight
I feel
over
like
all of fucking MAGA's heads. Just
that,
like, they don't give a fuck.
I don't think that's even...
No, like, I get, like
the song,
these poor
I
fucking
know.
MAGA fucks, like, they don't know, like, they're like, ooh, that's like Call of Duty and stuff. Like, that song's fucking awesome. That means fucking people shooting and fucking
yeah, you're
cool
questioning,
bang bang
like, their
stuff.
intelligence of even
Yeah.
knowing what the song means.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
People that are fucking young enough to be into MAGA and fucking the old, you know, old enough to join the fucking
like,
military.
It's
just
like MAGA playing Rage Against the Machine as if they had any fucking idea. Like,
yeah.
Like, do you idiots know that
Like,
they're
look
talking
at all this
about
shit.
you?
It's fucking crazy. But yeah, that's him. That's his propaganda showing off, playing fucking Fortunate Son, which, you know, that he is the Fortunate Son that didn't have to go to that war. Doesn't that specific war that they're fucking referencing in that goddamn song?
Right?
He was the one that got out of doing that because he was rich and fucking paid to be like, oh, I have bone spurs, I can't do it. It's like, fucking what the fuck, dude? Are you serious?